Do you like the shift in approach, though, with 26 surface fleet ships in the surface fleet, that it's going to have a bigger missile capacity, a bigger drone capacity, at least in the direction? Is it the right trajectory for the Navy?
The coalition is ambitious for Australia. We are ambitious for the Australian Defence Force, so we welcome the ambition of this plan. The problem is that it's all out in the next decade, and we want to see real action this decade. And I think that's the problem with this Labor government. They're not serious about national security. Ever since the Defence Strategic Review was handed down last year, Kieran and I did an interview with the same day. We've seen no new money. We've seen cuts to capability. And we've seen inflation eating into the defence budget. So this $1.7 billion over the forward estimates is a drop in the ocean, really. We're not seeing the sort of commitment from this government to remedying the challenges that we're facing in the Defence Force that we really need. If we want to see action now, this is the thing, Richard Marles loves talking about the next decade. He loves comparing about projected defence expenditure between the coalition and the Albanese government in the 2030s, and he misses the immediate challenge right before his eyes, which is the present. He needs to act now.
Do you look at this situation with the border security question being debated now, the fact that that boat was able to reach the mainland? Are you worried about that? Does that reflect a vulnerability in terms of our national defence? Does it reflect a government and a country that can't control its borders in that sense?
Well, history is stalking the Albanese government. Under the last government, the Rudd-Gillard-Rudd governments, when it came to border protection, they had 50,000 illegal arrivals, 800 boats, 1,200 deaths at sea. And on the defence side, they took defence spending to the lowest levels since 1938. And so what we're seeing now is people smugglers testing the mettle of this government. They are testing whether it's a weak government or a strong government. And I think the fact that we've seen 13 boats arrive here since May 2022 with more than 300 illegal arrivals demonstrates that we have a problem when it comes to surveilling our coastline. The fact that we had 40 males reach Beagle Bay and Pender Bay last week reveals a gap in our surveillance. And we know through estimates that this government has ripped $600 million out of the Australian Border Force budget. And even the Australian Border Force Commissioner said himself that his force is stretched thin. So this is a problem. I think this is a weak government, and they're not serious about national security.
The Border Force Commissioner then issued a statement saying that the funding's going to hit the highest levels they've had in history. What do you put this down to then, if those dollars are flowing in? Where is that surveillance black hole then that's allowed this to happen?
Look, that's a good question. The Shadow Home Affairs Minister, James Patterson's done some excellent work on this. There's a number of reasons why they're sort of massaging the numbers, but certainly we know, we've done the work. $600 million has been taken out of the budget, and that has a cost. And if you're unable to surveil the vast northwest coast of Australia, you're going to see all sorts of challenges. You're going to see drug boats coming through. You're going to see people smuggling operations. You're going to see illegal fishing, which is why this government needs to invest in cutting-edge, low-cost, unmanned platforms that can provide an unblinking eye, as it were, over our coastline. Otherwise, we're going to see the boats starting up again, particularly when this government is signalling to the world that it's weak on border security.
Shadow Defence Minister Andrew Hastie, thanks for your immediate reaction to the Surface Fleet Review. We'll talk to you soon.